Yet another lethal injection application of the death penalty has gone wrong. Yesterday in Arizona, the execution of a death row inmate by means of lethal injection went so wrong that almost an hour into the procedure, the prisoner's attorneys called for the procedure to be halted. According to NBC News, attorneys for 55-year-old Joseph Wood, 55-year-old Joseph Wood, said that their client was still alive 1 hour after the injection took place. The chemicals, of course, meant to end his life. Wood was convicted back in 1989 in the shooting deaths of his girlfriend and her father. He was gasping and snorting for more than an hour after a mixture of the drugs midazolam and hydromorphone were injected into his system. This is the exact same combination of drugs that was used in Ohio earlier this year, in which a condemned prisoner took more than 25 minutes to die. Wood's execution had already been postponed numerous times because there were appeals from his legal team based on the mistrust of the state to carry out the execution in accordance with the law, right? Not cruel and unusual, which of course some people would disagree. They would say any application of the death penalty is cruel and unusual with the drugs that were available. Ultimately, Mr. Wood was started to be transported to a hospital and ultimately died at 3:49 p.m. local time. Lewis, this was 1 hour and 57 minutes after his execution began. 2 hours. What are we doing?
Yeah, we already talked about how in certain cases there weren't even any medical experts or pharmaceutical experts involved in the entire process.
Right.
It's just so absurd. We've really stooped to a ridiculously low level.
And we've talked so many times about all of the practical aspects, all of the practical ways in which the death penalty does not achieve what it is meant to achieve. The death penalty is not justice, it is revenge. The death penalty does not deter crime. The death penalty is not fiscally conservative. We've talked about it time and time again, but let's throw out every single one of those arguments just for a second. The term lethal injection and the procedure of lethal injection is really a farce in the sense that hangings and firing squads and a guillotine or the electric chair, all of these other methods are much more visually impressive or scary or gruesome to somebody who observes. And lethal injection has become this sort of thinly veiled guise for we do things morally and we do things right. But as we see time and time again, it is really no different than those other methods.
Yeah, if lethal injection is the best thing we can come up with, then clearly it's something that just should not be done at all.
Well, one of Wood's attorneys actually said that chopping his head off would actually be more reliable and humane in terms of would it be possible that he lives 2 hours after the method of death is implemented? No.
Right. There are certainly things that could go wrong with the chopping of the head also, just like it used to with axes and guillotines and the like.